Hello friends, today we will be talking about LCM and SCF, that is least common multiple and highest common factor. So these LCM and SCF, they are very fundamental, very basic concepts. They are used in solving several aptitude problems, and they are also used in lot of if you want to solve lot of mathematics problems, you need to find LCM and SCF first. So they kind of form a precursor to some math problems. Like for example, if you have to deal with fractions, you need to use LCM. So let's get started. So this is how we would go about understanding LCM and SCF. So the very first thing that we will delve into is our factors. So factors, then we will try to find out what are prime factors. We will try to understand them. Then we'll understand what are multiples, and then we'll go into some more into factors and multiples and their differences. And the reason is basically lot of students become confused when talking about factors and multiples. So they sort of mix these two concepts very easily. And once you mix these two concepts, then you are completely lost. Then you cannot find LCM and you cannot find SCF. Okay, so we'll delve some more into factors and multiples and compare them, so that you get the difference between these two. Then finally we'll go into SCF and LCM and how we can find those. So I'll be discussing two techniques of finding SCF and LCM, two techniques each, and I would like you to move towards the last technique that we will discuss in this class. So let's understand factors first. Let's try to find out what are factors. So factors of a number, for example, let's take a number 4. Factors of a number completely divide that number. Okay. So, for example, what are all the numbers which can completely divide number 4 without leaving any remainder? So, 2 is one such number. 1 is, of course, can divide 4, and 4 can divide 4. Okay. So, these three numbers, 2, 1 and 4, are factors of number 4. Similarly, let's take another example, number 6, and we are going to find out what all numbers can completely divide this number. So again, 2 can divide this number, 3 can divide this number, 1 can divide this number, and of course 6 can divide this number. So these are all the numbers which can divide number 6, and we call them factors. Factors of number 6. So now let's understand what are prime factors. Okay, so there is a distinction between factors and prime factors. So we are going to take the same example. I am going to list all the factors of number 4 right here. So these are the factors. Factors of number 4 are 2, 4 and 1. And factors of number 6. Factors of number 6 are 2, 3, 1 and 6. All the factors of a number which are prime are called prime factors. Okay. So what are all the prime factors of number 4? 2 is prime factor. What are all the prime factors of number 6? 2 and 3 are prime factors. Okay, so these are the prime factors of number 6. Now let's try to understand multiples. Again, I am going to take the same two numbers, 4 and 6. Okay, so we understood factors. Factors of a number can completely divide that number. Factors of a number are necessarily always smaller than the given number. So factors can divide that number and are always smaller than that number. And what are multiples? Multiples of a number are all the numbers which are completely divisible by that number. Okay. So for example, let's take number 4. 4 can divide 4 completely, so 4 would be a multiple. 4 can divide 8 completely, 8 would be a multiple. 4 can divide 12 completely, 12 would be a multiple. Okay, in a sense I am writing the table of 4. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12. So all the numbers which come in the table of 4 would be the multiples of number 4. Okay, multiples by their very definition would always be larger than the number itself. Okay, let's take the multiples of number 6. 6 is completely divisible by number 6 and so 6 is a multiple. 12 is completely divided by number 6. So because 12 divided by 6 is 2, so 6 completely divides number 12, or 12 is completely divisible by number 6, and hence 12 is the multiple. 18 is a multiple of 6. Okay. So again if you notice, this is just the table of 6. So these are all the multiples of number 6. Okay. So 4 and 6, the factors we listed them here, out of which these were the prime factors, and multiples of 4 and 6 we listed them here. Okay. So now let's to summarize, let's look at this once more, because again, like I said before, a lot of people get confused. Okay. So if you look at it again, factors can completely divide the number. They are always less than the given number. Multiples are completely divisible by the number, and they are necessarily always greater than the number. Now I am going to tell you the first technique of finding all the factors of a number. So this is the finding the factors of a number is called factorization. There are number of methods of finding factors of a number, or factorizing a number. This is just one of the technique. Okay, so I call it tree of factors. This is essentially like an inverted tree, and the way we do it is we start with the given number. For example, if we have to find the factors of number 32, we start with 32. I try to find out one number which can completely divide this number 32. So because 32 is even, notice, right? Because 32 is even, 2 would always divide an even number. So 2 would definitely divide 32. So the first number that I write here is 2, and the remainder, basically whatever is left after 32 is divided by 2, I write here. So 32 can be written as 2 into 16. So 16 is written here, 2 is written here. Again 16 is even, so 2 would definitely divide 16. So I say 2, 16 divided by 2, I write whatever is left, the quotient of that division I write here, which is 8. Similarly 2 can completely divide 8, and the quotient is 4, I write 4 here, and then 4 can be written as 2 into 2, or again I can divide 4 by 2 and I am left with the quotient 2, so I write 2 here. So this way I can find out all the factors of number 32. Okay, or essentially these are all the prime factors. Okay, using this technique I can find all the prime factors. So I write it like this: 32 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. These are all the factors of number 32. Okay. Let's take another example. Let's try to find out the factors of number 24. This example we are just going to do it on our own. So we start with number 24. Notice 24 is even, so it's definitely divisible by 2. So I divide 24 by 2 and I am left with the quotient of 12. I write 12 here, I write 2 here. Okay. Then 12 is again even, so it will be divisible by 2. So I write 2 here, and the quotient of that division, basically 12, after dividing 12 by 2, I am left with 6. So I write 6 here, and 6 is nothing but 2 into 3. Okay. So these are all the prime factors of 24. So I write it as 24 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. This is how I write it. Okay. I have broken down 24 into its prime factors. Okay, into its basic components. Okay, and I have expressed that number 24 as a multiplication of the prime numbers. If you remember, 32 I had written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, and 24 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Okay. This is something I can write. Now I am trying to find out some common factors of 32 and 24. Okay, I'm trying to find out some numbers which can divide both 32 and 24. That is the definition of factors. Factors can completely divide the number, and I'm trying to find out common factors of 32 and 24. So if you look closely, there are several numbers which can divide both 32 and 24. So for example, 2 can divide 32 and 24 100%, because both 32 and 24 are completely divisible by 2. Similarly, 4 can divide 32 and 24, and so on and so forth. 8 can also divide it, right? So there are several numbers which can divide both 32 and 24. So those are common factors. Right? Those are common factors of 32 and 24 because they can divide both these numbers. Now from here, understanding HCF, okay, right? From here, understanding HCF is trivial, right? Because if you look closely, the highest number, right, out of all these numbers which can divide both 32 and 24, the biggest number is 8. Right? So I can quickly say that 8 would be the HCF. It's very natural. It is the highest common factor. Right? It is the biggest number which can divide both 32 and 24. Okay, and I'll teach you a technique. Right? This would be our first technique of finding out the HCF, right, by grouping these factors. So the way to group it is find out the common prime factors between 32 and 24 and multiply them together. Okay, so HCF would be 2 into 2 into 2. Very simple as that. You find out the common prime factors between 32 and 24 and you multiply them together, and you will get the HCF, or the highest common factor of the two numbers. So this is so by now I think we understand what is HCF. It is the highest common factor. It is the biggest. It is the largest number which can divide sort of n numbers, right? Our given numbers. It can divide all of those given numbers. So that would be the HCF. Now let's move on to the multiples. So again, let's take 32 and 24 because we have been understanding that. We have been working with that. I am listing all the multiples of 32 and I am listing the multiples of 24. So this is 32 into 1 is 32, 32 into 2 is 64, 32 into 3 is 96, and so on and so forth. Similarly, this is the same exercise I have done for 24. Okay, so these are multiples of 32, these are multiples of 24. Can you see there are some multiples which are common between these two? Yes, I can see that. 96 is common, 192 is common. So these would be the common multiples. So if I want to find out the common multiples of 32 and 24, I would say 96, 192 and so on. What would be the smallest or the least common multiple? 96, right? So just by looking at this, I can say, intuitively, I can say LCM of 32 and 24 would be 96. Now we are going to formalize this a little more. Okay, we are going to come up with a formal method of finding the LCM. So what would be that? Again, I have to write down the factors. This is the basic thing. I am going to write down the factors. So 24 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, and 32 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2. Okay, so these are the factors, and I always like my common factors to be sort of one below another. So to find the LCM, we circle the common factors, we include them only once, and then we leave the remaining ones. Okay? And then I write LCM would be a combination of the common factors, I include them once, and then the remaining factors I write them as such. So 2 into 2 into 3. So this would be the LCM, which is 2 over, this is 8. 32 into 3, which is 96. So the LCM would be 96, like we saw before. So what I have done here, I have said that I am trying to find out the least common multiple, a number which is divisible by both 24 and 32. For a number to be divisible by both 24 and 32, it should have these many 2's, right? And so for a number to be divisible by 32, it should be composed of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's. So as long as the number has 5 2's, right? 4, 5. It has 5 2's, right? It has 5 2's. This 96 has 5 2's. So it will be divisible by 32. And as long as the number has 3 2's and a 3 2's, right? And a 3, it will be divisible by 24, right? So that is why 96 is divisible by both 24 and 32. It is also the smallest number which is divisible by both 24 and 32, and hence it is the least common multiple. So intuitively now you can understand why 96 is actually divisible, because it contains all the factors of 32 and all the factors of 24 separately, right? So it's not that we have multiplied this and this together. It is little different. If we take each of them, for example, if I take 32, it has 5 2's, and if I take 24, then it has 3 2's and a 3. So that is why it is divisible by both 24 and 32 separately. Now let's take another example. I'm going to try to find out LCM and SCF of one more number using prime factorization technique. So now let's take three numbers: 108, 25 and 63. 108 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 1. 25 can be written as 5 into 5, and 63 can be written as 3 into 3 into 1 into 7. Okay. So HCF is the number which is common between all of these three, and that would be 1. Okay. So number common between all of these three, which is the factor, the highest common factor. 1 is the only number which can divide each of these numbers. There is no number larger than 1 which can completely divide 108, 25 and 63. So 1 is the highest common factor, and LCM is the least common multiple. That is a number which is divisible by each of these, right? 108, 25 and 63 separately. So the way I find it is, I write the common factor only once. So I write common factors only once. So 1 I will write once. From these two threes, I am going to pick like 1 each. So from these two I will pick 1. From these two I will pick 1. Okay. These 2, 2 and 3 I will write it as it is. This 5 and this 5 I will write as it is. And this 7 I will write as it is. Okay. So if you look at it closely, 1 I have picked only once. It is common between these three. Again 3 is common between only these two. Okay, only between 108 and 63 3 is common. But I have picked it only once. This common 3, again I have picked it only once, and then I have written rest of the factors as it is. And this comes out to be so that would be the LCM, or least common multiple of these three numbers. Now we are going to discuss the last and final technique of LCM and SCF, and I would like you to master this technique because this is the most general technique. Some people call it the long division technique. I like to just call it essentially I like to understand it as combining our previous two steps. So what we are doing in this technique, we are finding and combining the factors all at once. We are doing both the steps together. And this again I am going to use our simple example, and then I am going to take one more complicated example. Let's take a different color. And ultimately this is the technique that you should master. It is more general and sort of fast. If you become an expert in this technique, then you can find HCM and LCM very quickly. So I write the two numbers I am trying to find the LCM and HCF of. I write them like this, 24 and 32 for example. These are my two numbers. And I am trying to find the HCF and LCM both. Okay. So what I do is that I write them together, and the first thing I do, I find out the common factors of both these numbers, all the common factors. So the first common factor is 2. I write it here, right? And 2 is a common factor because both of these are even, so 2 would be a common factor. So I write the number 2 here, and I divide 24 by 2 and 32 by 2, and I write it here. Similarly, again this is even, so I'll repeat the same step again and again. So then I come up with 6 and 8, and then I come up with 3 and 4, and I stop here because after this point I cannot find a common factor. After this point I cannot find a common factor between 24 and 32. This becomes my HCF, the multiplication of these three, so which is equal to 2 into 2 into 2, which is 8. Right? And for two numbers, notice this thing is only valid for two numbers. For two numbers, the LCM is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 4. So what I have done, I have written these three numbers into 3 into 4, and this is only valid for if I am trying to find the LCM of two numbers. I can stop here and say multiply these two numbers only for LCM of two numbers. We'll see in a second why I cannot stop right here in the case of three numbers, for example. If I have greater than two numbers, so the answer would be 28, 8, 24, 24, 4 again 96. We already know this answer. So let's take another example, and in this example you will understand why I can stop here in case of two numbers, but this is not valid if I have, in this example I will take three numbers. So let's go there very quickly. If I have three numbers and I am trying to find the HCF and LCM both. Okay. So again I start by finding the common factors. So the common factors, again I start with 2 because 2 divides all of these numbers. So 9, 12 and 18. Okay. The next number which can divide all of these basically three numbers is 3, 4 and 6. Okay. Now I can say that HCF is 2 into 3, which is 6, right? Because these 2 and 3 are the only numbers which can completely divide these three numbers. So HCF would be a multiplication of these two, which is 6. Now notice last time I said that LCM would be a multiplication of these two numbers and this and this. But in case of three numbers, I have to go down further. I have to do some more work. Not only do I have to find the common factors between these three numbers, I have to find the LCM. I have to find the common factors between, for example, these two numbers, or these two numbers. So in this case, there are still common factors between this and this. 3 is a common factor. 3 into this into 2. Right? And then between these two, 2 is a common factor. So 1, 2 and 1. And now I can finally stop. Right? So we have to go a little more if we have greater than two numbers. Okay? So we have to do a little more work. And now I can write down my LCM as 6 I have already computed, this 6 into this number 3 into this number 2 into 1, this number into 2 into, and then finally 1, which is equal to 18, and 18 into 4 is equal to. So this is the technique which allows us to find both LCM and SCF. We have combined finding the factors and combining them, right? Sort of we have grouped those two steps. So we are grouping the factors as we are finding them. So we have combined those two steps into a single one, and ultimately this is the sort of technique that you should master, that you should practice. Now SCF is also called by the name of greatest common factor and greatest common divisor. So you should remember that some questions they might not say SCF, they might actually say GCF or GCD, and you have to understand that they are asking you to find nothing else but SCF. So now very briefly I want to talk about why we should always find prime factors. So the reason for doing that is to avoid confusion. For example, you should never take shortcuts like this, right? So this is one key problem. A lot of our students are facing this problem. So what is their problem? They don't divide the number into prime factors, and then they become confused. So don't write 24 as 8 into 3 and 32 as 16 into 2. Now you will be completely lost. Always divide the numbers when you are trying to find the LCM and SCF. Always divide the numbers into prime factors. Slowly and gradually you will be able to understand, you will be able to develop intuition, and then you can, for example, write like this and understand that 8 would be the SCF. But that only comes later. That is like kind of a shortcut trick. But if you try to use this early, if you don't divide the number into prime factors, but divide it into some other components, factorize it in some other way, then you will be lost. There is a chance that you would commit some mistake and get things wrong. So don't do that. Start by dividing the number into prime factors. Only when you become an expert, take these shortcut tricks. Okay, so with this we end our class on LCM and SCF. In the next class I am going to discuss some problems, some applications of SCF and LCM, because without applications, I mean, of course there is no point in reading of this, the understanding of this. So in the next class we will be discussing some applications, some word problems, some interesting concepts, some interesting corollaries of LCM and SCF. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, subscribe to ExamRace YouTube channel, and see you next week. Thank you.